Hi, I'm Mille Petrozza. I'm the lead singer and guitar player of the band Kreator from Germany.
Beautiful, mate. Thanks for joining us this evening.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries, mate. So we're here for a big special announcement, mate, and that is that Kreator returned to Australia for a run of shows in February 2024. So on behalf of metal lovers all over the country, mate, let me be one of the first to say a big thank you.
Thanks for coming to the Australia. Yeah, I mean, thanks for having us again. I mean, for us, Australia is always special because it's like I said, it's on the other side of the world, and for a band like us, I mean, we've been coming to Australia since '93, I think, and it's always a blast. We always have a fucking amazing time, and yeah, the fans are amazing, and we were really looking forward to do this tour.
And it's not just you guys coming as well, but you're also bringing with you the mighty In Flames. Like that, why choose those guys to tour with? It's like it's just two of the best in one hit.
We have this tour, like we have this Clash of the Titans with the K.
Yep.
And we've done it with Sepultura and Testament in South America and North America in the past, and we're thinking about doing an edition for Australia. And so we asked In Flames because they're friends of ours, and they were like, yeah, let's do this. And yeah, it's going to be like two full headlining shows, and it's like a co-headlining, double headlining bill, and both bands are going to play 100% of headlining shows, and then it's going to be good. It's going to be good, like double treatment. Like, you get the full double treatment.
Awesome. And when you say co-headlining tour, does that mean that one night you'll play last and then the next night In Flames will play last, or is the order going to stay the same?
Yeah. It's flip-flop. Yeah. Some nights we're going to close the show, and sometimes In Flames is going to close the show. But it's like I said, it's two full sets, full headlining sets.
And this is Kreator's first time in Australia since 2017. So what's changed with the band in those 6 years?
We had the pandemic, Yeah. There was this that kept us from coming back, and that kept us from releasing our album a year earlier, even though we had it written in 2020. It was already written, and we waited till 2022 to release the album. So yeah, it was basically the pandemic that held us back from coming to Australia earlier. And since nobody was able to tour, and finally this time is over, this horrible pandemic is in the past, and we are able to come back, and we're able to come back to Australia as well.
Yeah. So the big thing is, mate, what can fans expect from your set when you come over? What do you got in store for us?
It's gonna be a nice mix between the 2000s material of Kreator and ancient stuff from the 80s, So we have a nice set list. We're gonna play some of our new album, and I think it's gonna be something for everybody. And of course we bring some production, and it's gonna be a good show. I think people will definitely be able to enjoy a great night of metal.
So going back to the beginning, mate, like you founded Kreator in Germany back in 1982. So what was the musical climate like back then that gave birth to the band, and where did you fit in initially?
Yeah, I mean, 1982 is a little early. We had a band before Kreator. My official, like, I always go like the band formed in 85 when we did our first album, but the climate was different, of course, because it was pre-internet. It was, of course, we were part of this tape trading scene back in the 80s, which meant we were writing letters, like actual letters, like on paper. And and send it to people from all over the world, and ask for their tapes, their connecting with metalheads all over the globe. And that led us to record our first demo, because we were asking, for example, people in the US for their tapes, and they were like, but you have a band too, why don't you send us some of your music? And that led us to record the first Tormentor demo, which the band was called Tormentor before. And then we were recording the second demo, and then we got a record deal, and we signed a record deal in 84 and released our first album in 85, and changed the name from Tormentor to Kreator in 85. So that was, for me, the birth of Kreator. And the climate was, it was, 80s, right? It was different. It was very adventurous. We were teenagers, and everything was new. And of course, it was totally different from nowadays, but it was still the same energy. And that's still the same, even though we're almost like 40 years back in the game. It's still the same vibe, and it's still the same energy. That hasn't changed. The media has changed. I'm able to see you now, and talk to you, even though you're in Australia and I'm in Germany. But back then we would overcome these obstacles as well, by writing letters and waiting for a response for 2 weeks or something, when we were gotten with some bands. We were even in touch back in the day with an Australian band called Slaughter. I don't know if you remember.
I remember them.
Yeah. They're not the Slaughter, not the glam Slaughter, but there was a Slaughter, a very heavy Slaughter from Australia.
Oh, and what was your early vision and your early goals for Kreator, and how have they changed since?
The vision of I mean, of course, we progressed as musicians. I think the attitude is still the same. We love to play extreme metal. We love to play to go to explore new music. Every time we release an album, it has to it's important for us that we do something that we haven't done before, and that we push ourselves and put in new elements and try new things every time we release an album. But the attitude is still the same. We want to be I think over the years we established our own style, and we want to progress as musicians, and we want to come up with new stuff, exciting stuff. We want to keep our music exciting. That's why we sometimes take 5 years between albums, sometimes 3, 4, but we never just put out something for the sake of it, So
along those lines, mate, like, how do you think your sound has changed and grown from your debut album Endless Pain in 1985 to your most recent Hey Uberales in 2022?
Like I said, we progressed as musicians. We're more confident. We're more experienced, obviously. But sound-wise, the technology is so different nowadays. Even though on Hey Uberales, we went to an old school studio called the Hansa Studio, a studio where David Bowie worked in the 80s. U2 did some albums there. Depeche Mode worked there. So we keep it old school sometimes, in some to some extent, in order to keep sound-wise, sonically, just keep the kind of some of the elements from the early days. But I would lie to you. I mean, if I would say we are not using computers. Now, of course, everybody's using computers nowadays. We're not blocking out this new technology and the possibilities of nowadays recording techniques. And so it's a nice mix. It's a nice mix. But I think as long as the attitude is the same, and I think that's referring to your question, is we still have the same attitude and the same energy we put into the music, and it's we work very hard on keeping it fresh and exciting.
the Kreator have been around for roughly 4 decades in the music world, mate. So what do you consider the band's contribution, I guess, to heavy metal music over the last 40 years?
Hopefully we made some people happy. Hopefully we wrote some songs that people enjoy, and hopefully that's how we be remembered. That's what we're being remembered for once we leave this mortal plane. But I think it's a question you should ask the fans. I think we give our best, and we try to make we try to like be a band that is unique and has their own vision and their own style and our own like version of extreme metal. I guess that's how I would put it. But what we contributed to the metal world, you should ask our fans. They can tell you a lot more precisely.
No, I don't ask this question to many people, mate, but you're one of the few people in the world who's in a position to answer it. So what would you consider to be the top 3 commandments of heavy metal?
The top 3 commandments. Just be real.
Yeah.
Give 150% and dedicate your life to it as much as possible, you know, and and be prepared for like meeting a lot of people from all over the world. Like you're part of a huge community, and it's magic. And so just be aware that this, don't take it for granted, and once you're in it, just be real, be honest, you know.